Tools have become very important now in optimization for magic item crafting. Before it was very situational. Most of the time everyone used thieves' tools or calligrapher supplies for scribing scrolls and that's it. Now we've got more interesting options. Welcome to Pack Tactics, crippling our communication. Full transparency, this tier list doesn't have all the tools. What? Why? Because a lot of them aren't really worth talking about, like glass blowers tools. What the heck do you use that for? So whatever I don't mention, just assume it goes to E tier, which isn't here. I know that's a bit unfair, like there are cases where mason's tools are actually good in a dungeon or a building. But I find that the base skills are good enough. Same with Thieves' Tools, that's even more useful. Obviously, Thieves' Tools doesn't go in E tier, but I'm not including Thieves' Tools in this video. Here, I just want to talk about tools for magical crafting, which are way more useful, especially for artificers and optimizers. If you're not familiar with this mechanic, check out this video. Here, I'm just going to assume you know the basics. Anyways, best to worst. We're going to tackle it randomly to whatever I feel like. Let's start with alchemist supplies and herbalist kits. I'm gonna bundle them together because I find that everyone treats them as the same thing, but mechanically herbalism kit is way better than alchemist supplies. Because herbalism kit lets you create a healing potion in 8 hours for 25 gold. It's weird. Anyways, B tier. Obviously printing healing potions on its own speaks volumes. Every single table tries to mass purchase these if they can. With crafting, you don't need to rely that much on the shops. Time is really the problem here, but if you become an alchemist, then the crafting time is halved. Other great options to consider are potions of resistance. If you know you're going into an active volcano, then obviously fire resistance potions is something you should make for your party. And oil of slipperiness is 8 hours of freedom of movement. Both of these potions take more time to craft than the healing potion, and there are more options. But healing potion, resistance, and slipperiness are the three you craft the most. Next, poisoner's kit. C tier. Out of everything in this list, you can't create magical poison. But I thought poison was useful enough to be on this list. I do think poisons are useful even though it's C tier. Out of everything here, this has gotten the least amount of changes. It's quite brutal actually. In order to harvest poison, any kind of poison, you need to succeed on a DC 20 check against an incapacitated or dead creature that are poisonous like snakes or wyverns. The strong poisons are very rare, unfortunately, and base poisons are pretty bad, but hey, it's a moneymaker if you have a fine familiar. You can milk them very easily because you command them. A popular strategy for warlocks is milking their pseudo-dragons, because their poison can knock out creatures if they fail a specific DC. For more information, check out this video. The pseudo-dragon is really what carries the kit to C tier alone. It's crazy strong and easy to get. Next, jeweler's kit. C tier. The uncommon rings are all crap. The rare ones are actually where you get the good stuff, like the Ring of Spell Storing especially. But they're so expensive and they take too much time to make. And there's no Artificer class that speeds up the time currently. So good luck making these. It's way easier to stick to Pseudo-Dragon Poison than potion making. Calligrapher supplies. A tier. Scrolls are some of the best consumables in the entire game, depending on your spell picks, of course. There is just a sea of great options to put into scrolls. Like a very obvious pick is Healing Word Scrolls. It's better than healing potions due to the range, and it's still a bonus action use. Another thing is using a spell slot doesn't count as one spell slot per turn, which means they are very easy to combo with. The scroll rules haven't really changed since Xanathar's, so I have a lot of experience with scribing, and trust me, you do not want to sleep on this. Getting more resources for the adventuring day is so useful, and also, spells are better than features. Next, Weaver's Tools. D tier. In this medieval fantasy game, there's only 7 robes in the entire game, strangely enough. You would think there would be more, but anyways, the craftable robes are pretty bad besides robes of eyes. But that's for a very specific party that's taking advantage of darkness or something. And again, this has the same problem as the jeweler's tools. There's no artificer subclass that speeds up the time. So good luck getting those robes. Now for smith's tools. A tier. You can create magical metal armor and magical metal weapons. Do I really need to say more? The first thing you should always be crafting is a weapon of warning, so the entire party has advantage on initiative. That's so important. Then from there you can basically create whatever you want, like enspelled weapons or enspelled armor. Enspelled armor is useful for the shield spell. That's a good one. Sadly, Battlesmith doesn't speed up the time for metal armor, but it does for weapons. For more information about Battlesmith, link in the description. Next, Leatherworker's tools. C tier. It's only for leather armor and leather shields, and I guess you can justify Dragonhide as a type of leather too. There are great options here like the Sentinel shield, that's advantage on initiative without attunement. But Smith's tools have the same options, and even more. And they're stronger because it's metal, so pick Smith's tools. Next, Woodcarver's tools. A tier. This one's my favorite. It's mainly used for crafting wands, but it can also be used to craft staves and clubs. So you can create a weapon of warning through this too. And there's enspelled staves, which are way better than enspelled weapons and armor because there's no school restrictions. But mainly we're after the wands like magic missile, web, and fireball. They have 7 charges, which is a ton of ammo, which recharge daily. If you manage to stack up on these, oh boy, you're gonna have a good time. Magic Missile specifically doesn't require attunements, and anyone can use them. If you manage to print these, you're ready to become a true American. Arm your summons, find familiar, Homunculus, Barbarian, arm everyone with a Wand of Magic Missile, and gun down dragons from the sky with ease. And finally, last, and far from the least, Tinker's Tools, S tier. It should really be like S+, that's how crazy it is. This is where all the most broken magic items in the entire game are. And we can be here for a while if I break down every single one of them. Broom of Flying is an easy one to craft. That's 50-foot fly speed that can default kill half the game by flying up and shooting down. And this is a tame option, by the way. For really out there things, you can create multiple bags of holdings for bag of holding bombs, which is a classic way to get rid of Tarrasques. Deck of Wonder. I don't really need to say anything there, it's stupid broken. Misium Apparatus lets you almost cast whatever spell you want. And then there's Bag of Beans to get golden eggs to turn your friends into gods. There is so much stuff, and I'm only really scratching the surface here. Your DM will cringe and probably ban these, and I don't really blame them. Tinker's Tools is just leagues better than everything else. Anyways, that was my list. If you want to see what the best magic items in the game are, check out this video. I touch on almost every single one of them there. End the video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe follow me on Patreon or become a member on YouTube. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye bye!